going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video we're doing a F30 update. Probably wondering what I'm driving. That video will be released soon, and hopefully the next video that I post after this will be a little more on a positive note. This is unfortunately a very negative video, and it's an unfortunate video, but I'm still moving, you know what I mean? It takes a lot to knock the boy down. So it's an F30 update video, and all of you guys have been asking about it, you know, especially you guys on YouTube and asking, hey, what's going on with the F30? Haven't seen it in a while. I do still have it. It is still at my house, and that's where we are heading. And we are in a bit of a rush because we need to head to my house to basically pull the front and rear bumpers off, which are M Sport, which I bought aftermarket, or I bought myself, and possibly anything else aftermarket that I have put on the vehicle to add value. I have to remove it because unfortunately, that bump, I have paperwork here that says, okay, not unfortunately, so as you guys know, I told you guys the vehicle might be reported stolen. I was waiting for the title situation. I'll give you guys a quick runaround. I bought the vehicle in February 2022, bought it off the dude. He showed me his idea, title, everything was good. Typical car buy. I'm not too suspicious when it comes to certain vehicles because I've bought a lot of cars. I bought like 23 cars at this point. So I'm pretty good when it comes to title transfers and things like that. So I went to go buy the car, met the dude. The car was a heap of junk, as you guys saw. So he was asking like 38, he was asking like $5,000. So I got him down from that, obviously. So it was a fair price in that sense, that I knew it was, it wasn't like a horrible deal, or it wasn't like, it wasn't like a 2009 M3 for $2,000, you know what I mean? It was a legitimate deal that I thought was legitimate. Bought the car, took it home, went to register it, paid smog, everything, started the registration process. 2 weeks in, I said, where's my title? 3 weeks in, I go, where's my title? A month in, I go, okay, it's a little late. I called the DMV place I went through. They said, hey, yeah, the title's on hold, it's being investigated. I said, what does that mean? Does it mean it's in an investigation, like previous accident, stolen, vandalism, anything like that? She goes, well, any one of those. She didn't want to say it was stolen, so I was like, okay, so I told everybody I knew, like, it could be stolen, but that didn't add up because I had a title in my hand. I had a clean Carfax. I had a clean MTVIS, which is like the national database for vehicles. No reported stolen, nothing there. And I just waited because they said it could take 3 to 12 months. So I said, okay, I'm gonna, sit on it, wait for a while. I had insurance on the vehicle since the day I got it. So one day I was driving it, I got pulled over. Officer said, hey, you got tags are expired. I said, yeah, I know. I showed him my paperwork. I'm doing the DMV stuff. I'm waiting for my title. I got insurance. I got smog. I got everything. He goes, oh, okay. I asked him, okay, so is it illegal for me to drive the vehicle like this? He said no. He just said, you might get pulled over often. And I said, I know, that's annoying, obviously, but right now is my only vehicle because I just parted out my 335i. So again, I got pulled over. They put my VIN in. They put my license in. Not reported stolen. I would have gotten arrested on the spot, if we're being honest, if it was reported stolen. Then a few months ago, I was still driving the vehicle because I made a mistake by driving the vehicle. I probably shouldn't have driven the vehicle, but in my eyes, I had done everything right. I was a law-abiding citizen in the sense that I was just California was holding up my title, not me. I did everything as much as I could legally. So I was still driving it, and I got a fix-it ticket. Guy said, yeah, it needs to be registered, so I'm gonna give you a fix-it ticket, get it registered before the 15th of February 2023, and pay the $25 and it'll be cleared. So I decided that now I have to really bite the bullet and start looking into the title issue, because I want to get it registered, for one, because I've been waiting a year to get my car registered, and two, I want to fix this fix-it ticket before it evolves into something bigger, which again, that's my fault. No, I'm not trying to talk my way out of that. That's just my fault. I made that mistake, so I got to pay the consequences, obviously. It's the way the world works. So long story short, I went to DMV today. They said CHP should have your information. Went to DMV, and they went ahead and said, they said, okay, send me some information. They went through the information. He said, yeah, it does come up stolen in a different state. It doesn't come up stolen in Arkansas. It doesn't come up stolen in Texas. I'm going to guess Oklahoma, because I believe this vehicle went from Texas to Oklahoma. But what doesn't make sense to him is how the vehicle was stolen. It was taken from Oklahoma, where I'm assuming the vehicle, he didn't tell me that, but I'm assuming the vehicle was stolen in Oklahoma, and they got titled in Arkansas, which doesn't make any sense, because if you did, because I'm trying to get a title now, so now I can't get a title because it's stolen. But why was the original person I bought it from able to get a stolen vehicle and then get the title in Arkansas, which is the title I got? So that part doesn't make sense. The car has Arkansas plates. So basically I said, you know, hey, so I mean, the officer, I talked to him, he understands the situation, you guys understand the situation, we're not sketchy around here, we do everything by the books. And I just got a bad apple with this one, unfortunately. But the upside is that I told him, hey, I did everything like this. He said, yeah, don't worry, because I was panicking a little bit, because I thought, because, you know, if you receive stolen property, ignorance is not an excuse in the eyes of the law. So if I receive stolen property, I could be liable to pay, you know, the price for that, right? But he said, based off what you're showing me and who you are and things like that, because my record and everything, I have a clean record, he said I more than likely won't get any trouble, because I did everything legitimate. I have all the paperwork. It's not like I said, hey, I got this car here, I bought it for $200, no paperwork, and then it was stolen. I'd probably be in a heap of trouble in that sense. But since I just bought it, and did everything legitimate through California's eyes and my own eyes, I guess, now, long story short, he said, hey, I'm gonna go to your house and look at the VINs on the car. And I said, okay, you know, that's fine. I do have an M Sport front and rear bumper. I put those on aftermarket. I have the OEM bumpers in my backyard. Can I swap those? And, you know, he made it clear, I cannot watch you take anything off that car or put anything on that car. He said, I'm not saying you can, but when I show up, nothing can be removed. So he kind of told me, like, get home, swap the bumpers in case I got to take this car. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the M Sport wheels off this side, front and rear bumpers, throw the OEM ones on, throw the OEM wheels on. And it's really the only aftermarket stuff I have on there. Because, again, we've been waiting for the title so long, I didn't do much to this car because I thought, let me not spend money on this in case the title issue comes up, which is obviously what has happened. So I'm going to take the bumpers off. I'm going to take my 403Ms off. I wanted to take my brake rotors off, but I think that's doing too much. And I'll probably take my exhaust off. And then I'll call it a day. And then if they come and take the vehicle, then so be it. We'll figure it out one way or another. But for now, that's your F30 update. Unfortunately, not the update you guys wanted. It's not the update I wanted, but it is what it is. I had this car for a year. It was very fun. We made it loud. I did have these videos to drop, you know, obviously the front and rear M Sport, and I blacked out one headlight, redid the lenses on one side, just little things like that. But I didn't get to do much in the sense that I couldn't justify spending money on it when I didn't have a title in my name. And I'm glad I didn't, because now, you know, now I can go ahead and pull these parts off, lose my money for the car. I won't have an F30 335i anymore, which is cool on its own. Like, I know this thing's a heap of junk, but at the same time, it's an F30 335i, so it's actually somewhat of a cool car and somewhat of a clean, no, it's not a clean car, but it's a cool car, right? It's F30 335i. We got it for like 30, I can't remember how much we got it for, but we got it pretty cheap, so that was a come up on its own. But yeah, so that's that. Now you guys are gonna watch me pull the bumpers off, and then I'll probably keep you guys updated once the CHP shows up to take a look at the car, and if they take it. Fingers crossed. I know by the time you're watching this, I'll probably know the update of the situation, but fingers crossed that they don't take this. Because he said, here's the thing, I still might be able to keep the car in the sense that the whoever reported stolen, why is this car still going? You know what I mean? It's not in the CH. You can get pulled over, it's not stolen. You can title transfer, it's not stolen. Now I'm having an issue with title transfer, but why is that? You know what I mean? So I might be able to keep it in the eyes of the law in the sense that I have all the paperwork, right? So it's different if I had no paperwork and I just said, hey, I have this car. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to keep it. But since I have all the paperwork, he said there's a slim chance, he's seen it happen before, where I might still be the legal owner of this car, which would be a blessing, because that means we still got our 335i. It still was a smoking deal, which it was a smoking deal in the sense that what it was worth. If this was a Stora Blue mint 335i, I'd understand, you know, if I bought it for under $5,000, I'd be like, yeah, you know, you should have known something was wrong. But you guys saw the condition it was in, so for that price, it makes sense why it was so cheap. So it's not like I'm scamming anybody or nobody. I don't know what to say at this point. I just need to hurry up and take the bumpers off, because if CHP shows up, he said he'd be in a couple hours, possibly. So, and that was like 30-40 minutes ago, so I need to get to work, pull these parts off, get this thing, take everything out of the inside and outside, because I have stuff in my trunk, obviously, and see what happens. Wish me luck. All right, here we got the rear bumper off. Working on the inside. Got the front bumper off. Saying goodbye to the F55. High mileage, but the thing actually lasted pretty good. Here's the front bumper. I'll show you guys real quick before I get rid of this car completely. You see the blacked out headlight here? I think it looks pretty sick. Also because I bought aftermarket headlights and they had adaptive faults. The original headlights were good, but they had nasty lenses, so I ended up swapping like this one. This is aftermarket. I don't know if you can tell, but this thing rattles in there. It's all broken, so I have adaptive faults. So I left the insides out. I just took the lens and some of the inside pieces, painted them, and this is what we get: a black adaptive headlight that has no faults. So that was pretty sick. So now I'm gonna leave this one here, honestly, because at this point it's not worth me swapping. Plus, I don't want to get in too much trouble in case there's a little bit of issues here. I don't want to be like, I don't want him to say, well, you stripped the car, so you knew it was stolen, or anything like that. So I'm just gonna leave it as close as I can. I'm just gonna put the bumpers on OEM and call it a day.
What garbage.
I never put it on the OEM front rear bumper, and I ended up taking this. Thankfully, I could get it off. As you can see here is my muffler delete. We had Nor the welder weld this part onto the stock muffler, and then we just used this piece, which has a couple scrapes, but but this is a VRSF muffler delete. We got these Valvetronic tips my boy Nor gave me, and yeah, this is worth money. It's like $260 new, so I'm taking that off. Next I just gotta get the bumpers and the wheels. All right, so now CHP called. He called, let me know he's on his way, and he was pretty cool about it. He said, you know, obviously I won't expose too much, but he said, I'm on my way. Were you able to get what you need to get done? And I just said yes, you know, because I think they're kind of in the loop. Because again, you guys know me. You guys would probably be more upset than I am. But it is what it is. But at this point, since I'm getting my car taken, possibly, I got most of my parts off, which is what I wanted to do. We have to leave that headlight, unfortunately. I don't have a replacement. I don't want to leave this bare because that obviously shows like some admission of guilt. Plus, I do feel bad if this is truly stolen. Somebody got their car stolen and never got it back. That's upsetting, right? Like if somebody stole my car, I would want it back, essentially. So I'm not gonna thrash it. I'm just putting the parts that were on it. So the hood was on it, the front bumper was on it. I'll leave the fenders that I put on there just because it is what it is at this point. And I'll leave the M Sport side skirts just because they're like 80 bucks new. What else? I was really disappointed about our big brake kit upgrade. I wanted to take the rotors and the calipers. If like, I told myself I would if this was reported stolen and I couldn't register it. But since they might take the vehicle, I'm just gonna cut my loss there, and basically I'm gonna cut my loss there and leave him there, you know, just a bit of an upgrade for the new owner. Hopefully he'll fixes it or does something. Hopefully I'll keep in touch. I mean, like I said, I'm not a bad guy. I didn't steal this, so I should be able to make amends with whoever's car this is if it is stolen. But remember, he just called me. He said, do you have the original key? And I said, yeah, I have the original key. So that's another issue. So you can't get the key he asked for the original key, so that means it might have been like the person who said it got stolen might have called and said, hey, he stole it. I have the original key. But how would he have the other key? And how would you go to BMW and get a key if you didn't have ownership of the vehicle? You know how BMW is. You need to show them your VIN, your home address, your license, everything. But look at that angle. Sheesh. So yeah, at this point I gutted most of it, or took the parts I need. The other day I hit a pothole, popped both my wheels. Tire rims are good, thankfully, so I already have these off. I have this fake TE sitting clean. Inside, same inside, kind of dirty. I took my kick panel, I took my aftermarket covers there. I'm gonna leave steering wheel, obviously, and that's the only aftermarket thing in here. I have the Apple or the wireless charger here. I'm gonna leave it. I don't have the original piece, or else I'd possibly try to take it. But at this point, like I said, I don't want to show admission of guilt, because at the end of the day, if you said I'm gonna take this car as it is and not give you any issues legally, take it. You know what I mean? Because that's the last thing I want to get is into legal trouble and have to fight that. Even though I know I'm innocent and we'll win, but I just don't want it to fight it at all. So they can take it as is. Just say goodbye to the F30 for now. I mean, I can keep you guys updated. In 6 months, I could get a call saying, hey, this car's yours now, so come get it. So that's why I didn't take anything off ugly or didn't damage anything. And if they pick it up, they pick it up. If they take it from me, they take it from me. If I get it back, I get it back. So that being said, let's wait for the tow truck driver or CHP. See, I'm assuming they're taking it. Again, they could just do VIN. They're making it sound like it might not just be VIN, so we'll see. All right, CHP showed up, and they're gonna rip off the aftermarket front lip. But I guess CHP is talking to me, and there is actually a man who is not related to the guy I bought the car from, who really got his car stolen. So although I don't think he's expecting this, I feel bad for the guy because we both got screwed. He lost his car and I lost my car, but the police officer telling me there's no insurance claim, so he just lost outright. So there's a small chance that this man might say, you know what, this is the condition of my car, and how much is it going to tow it home? I don't want it anymore, and now I'm going to be able to buy it back. I would buy it back for like another $1,000. Anything more, it's not worth it for me. So we'll see what happens.
No, that's fine. Just some of the people sign it.
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
All right, just like that, F30's gone. It got dragged a little bit on the tow jack thing. Nora's leaving, and that's it. Unfortunately, our F30 is now gone. That is the end of the F30 build. I apologize to any of you guys who thought we were building an F30. So did I, but obviously life has different plans for me. So F30's gone. We're out $4,000 because I 3,500 for the car, and $400 or $500 for like the registration and stuff like that. I did pull off most of the aftermarket stuff, all the good parts I had, so I get to use those. But that being said, be careful. I talked to the police officer. There's nothing I could have done legally. You can see here, BMW 235i. Title is clear. This is the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System. So the car is not reported stolen on this. It's not reported stolen on Carfax. It's not reported stolen anywhere. So unfortunately, I just plain and simply lost. And Carfax 335i, that's my VIN. Nothing. So like I said, there's nothing I could have done myself to help prepare myself to buy the car. Maybe I shouldn't have bought a car that looked so cracked out. Like, the car looked more cracked than the guy that sold it to me. But at the same time, we buy cars every day. So I buy cars every day, so take my advice. And there's nothing I could have done to prepare for this besides maybe not buy the car, which hard to not buy a cheap 335i. That is a good deal. It's not a banger deal. It's not like, obviously it wasn't like I said, it wasn't like a Store Blue 335i manual, 60,000 miles for $2K. You know what I mean? Then you'd be a fool to do that. But since I didn't do that, it is what it is. We learned our lesson, and I'll keep you guys updated for the next video. Thanks for watching.